You know how in awesome TV shows and movies in the 90s, people used to slide down staircase railings and it was the coolest thing ever? Well, I do that regularly now. And it's not as cool as you'd think. I've always admired people that can sit down on the railing or banister, if you're Richie Rich, of a staircase and slide gracefully all the way down. It was like the ultimate mark of coolness for 12-year-olds in 1993, like the pinnacle. If you made it there, you were a king. So naturally, I've decided that it's gotta be the best way to boost my reputation now, as a 19-year-old in 2015. Thus, I've been taking advantage of the long staircase that leads from the first floor of my residence hall down to ground level. This staircase ends right at the door that leads outside of the building, and it happens to have a metal railing running all the way down it to the bottom. So of course, one of the first impulses that my roommates and I had when we moved into the building was to want to slide down it. It was kind of an unspoken collective agreement between all of us. I'm in if you are. Let's do it. Cowabunga, as the kids say. And the first couple of slides were a little messy. We got going too fast and had to hop off halfway through. All right, here we go. Whoa, 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 okay, no. We lost our balance. Oh, sweet sun-made raisins. We got scared and wimped out. Not today. Not really feeling the vibe. But eventually we got the hang of it, and we slid all the way down that railing like masters of our domain, landing on the ground at the bottom with a satisfying smack. Hello! Oh, what's that? You're jealous? I can't hear you over the sound of me impressing you, so... And so my roommates and I have been sliding down this railing left and right, every chance we get. Well, not literally left and right. That would mean we were falling off the railing, so that kind of defeats the purpose of what I was trying to say. Never mind. I'll admit, there have been a couple of hitches here and there. A few times I've slid off the railing with so much momentum that when I land on the ground, I have to just keep running and burst through the door to the outside, right when somebody happens to be opening it from the outside to come in. And they just jump back like a gator's attacking them and look at me with the most terrified expression I've ever seen on a human face. That's rough. I didn't know eyes could get that wide, physically. And then one time I started to mount the railing and assume the position for sliding down, right when somebody walked in the door at the bottom and saw me. So I had to abandon my slide and hop off the railing and calmly walk down the stairs as if that had been my plan all along. All right. Oh, nope. Just stretching my glutes. It's a condition that never mind, I'll just walk now. Then once I landed on the ground with so much force that my shoes slapped against the floor and made the loudest noise ever heard in this residence hall. I mean, it literally sounded like a gunshot. I think several residents believe to this day that an unsolved murder occurred in this staircase, and they're just too afraid to talk about it. Yeah, Johnny just went down the stairs for some fresh air. And, we don't talk about Johnny no more. I don't know why that became a bad JFK impression, but it was supposed to be kind of a gangster voice. But by far the worst mishap that has occurred while sliding down this railing has been one that snuck up on me, becoming worse and worse over time until I couldn't ignore it. Soon after I began my sliding adventures, I started noticing these weird tan-colored marks on the back of my pants, right along the butt seam, for lack of a better term. I assumed that I'd sat in something that day that had left the stain, until I started noticing that all of my pants had developed this mark. Quickly I realized that it was the tan-colored paint on the railing, rubbing off on my pants every time I slid down. I thought that I was the coolest cat in town when I slid down to ground level, but really I had just been walking around with a suspicious stain on an unfortunate part of my trousers. Talk about dramatic irony. Actually, I don't think this is a good example of that, but whatever. Don't cite this video as an example in your English paper on dramatic irony. Not a reliable source. Anyway, here is one of the stains in question. And you might be thinking, oh, that doesn't look that bad. He's just overreacting. Except that I already threw some OxyClean on these little sweethearts and washed them 3 times. As soon as I showed my pants to one of my roommates, he gave up on the slide immediately, which was probably a smart decision. But if there's one thing people say about me, it's that I've never been one to make smart decisions. Wait, that's not true. Every so often, when the stairwell is empty and the mood is right, I take a slide, just for old time's sake, just to feel like the cat's pajamas, the bee's knees, the hero of the 90s preteen world, once more. And who can blame me? I guess that's the lesson here. Sometimes it's worth it to live a little dangerously, take a risk, and hazard dirtying the booty of your pants, if it makes you feel like an all-star. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to bring my boombox down to the stairwell to play the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. The perfect 90s song for the perfect 90s slide, am I right? I'll be the coolest guy around. Aside from Uncle Jesse on Full House. I'll catch you later.